Today I'm making a bird bath, and I am stacking 2 balls of clay to total about 12 pounds of clay. No, maybe less, 10 pounds of clay, 2 5-pound balls of clay. I'm using a hydrobat because the clay is super wet, and it's going to be wide and flat. So the hydrobat's going to help absorb some of the water so that I can get this piece off the bat without any problems. So here I am just coating up and coating down and centering the first ball of clay. And you can see how wet this clay is, which is great for making a big, wide platter. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see how I alter the sides so that I can hang the bird bath. So here I am cleaning the bat, and I'm getting ready to stack the second ball of clay, which you have to get all the slurry off to do so. I'll take a big wide metal rib and get all the slurry off before I stack the second ball of clay on. And you want them both to, you don't want it real wet because it won't stay. It'll flip-flop all over the place. And here I am just connecting the two, bringing clay up to kind of fill in the seam, and coning up, and then I'll cone down. And this is an easy way to center large amounts of clay. And here we go, bringing it down. And as I bring the big ball of clay down, I'll slow down the foot of the wheel for as I go down. You know, I'm constantly adjusting the speed. And just centering the clay. And now I want to bring the ball of clay down low because it's going to be, no more than 2 inches high. I did a little research on bird baths, and they should not be more than 2 inches deep for the birds. And so I'm going to slowly bring this large ball of clay down, and I do so by using a wet sponge and pressure, a flat hand, with pressure, bringing it down, and then coming around the side. You don't want to trap air. You don't want a mushroom where you trap air on the bottom. So you have to kind of bring it out and then come around the side and push in. And that'll prevent a mushroom and trapped air from happening. And it's a slow progression. I'll just keep doing that until I get a nice wide block of clay to work with. And as you're doing this, if you're using a nice big flat sponge, you're also compressing along the way, which is really helpful. You want to do a lot of compression because this is going to be about a 14 to 16 inch diameter. And when you have that large of a flat piece, if you don't compress, you'll get S-cracks. So here I am just bringing it towards the rim and bringing the rim up a little bit. And now I'm going to start compressing the bottom. Notice how my hands are often connected. They're constantly touching each other. And as you're bringing up the rim, you want to slow down the wheel a little bit. It's hard to tell on the video, but I do slow the wheel down on the rim. Okay, now I'm going to use a big, wide rubber plate rib on the bottom. I'm going to get a lot of the slurry off and do more compressing. Here we go. And I'm slowing the wheel down to do this. I want to get all that slurry off and really compress that bottom. And you can bring the edge of this rib into the corners and make it nice and round, which is something I like to do. There you go. Notice how both hands are working this rib. I push it out, and then I go back to the middle, and then I'll have to get some of the slurry off the bottom of the rib at some point. And again, I'm just compressing all the way out to the edge and then back towards the middle. And I'll do this a lot. The wider the platter, the more you need to compress. And the foot is not going too fast. Right now I'm coming in with a sponge and just making sure everything's even. You know, sometimes you need to feel with it with your fingertips. Okay, so now I got to go to the rim and I need to make sure it's centered. Bring it in and down a little bit. It is really wet clay, so it's a little tricky up there. You got to slow down the wheel when you're dealing with really wet clay. And coming in with a shaping tool, a metal rib, and a little more curve, bringing up the sides because I am going to lay down the rim at the end. The very last thing I'm going to do is lay down that rim. And I'm just shaping it, getting off slurry, shaping it, and compressing. All right. So notice how I will bend. When I come into the side wall, I'll bend this metal rib up. I'm not using the point. I'm really using the edge, like the side on this. And here I am double ribbing. Double rib the wall, compresses it, makes it stronger because I'm going to work this wall. I'm going to bring it down and flare it out. So I need to get it very well compressed and all the slurry off of it. And back to the rim. Notice how two hands are always connected and touching. The left hand is holding the wall up. The right hand is doing the work. And here the left hand is doing a little bit of pulling and smoothing out of that wall a little more. Notice my fingertips, they're kind of pulling the rim up. All right, now I have to get all that slurry off again. And I'm working on a curve. I want to make a nice round curve in there. All right, so now I'm trying to get the corner not to be a line. So here I am using the green rib to get the line out. I want it to be curved, a continuous curve. I don't want it to look like a bottom and a side. I want it to, be a continuous curve up. And so this tool is great for that. And a little double ribbing. Once you get the line out, you can double rib it and make sure that it's compressed well. And back to the rim. Okay, I'm finishing up the walls and making a nice line underneath the very top edge. And here I am laying down the rim. The right hand underneath is just supporting it so that it doesn't fall down. It's really wet, so it's a little tricky here. And now I'm just smoothing and flattening the top of the rim. I need a flat rim. I just want a spot for the birds to perch, and I'm gonna bring it up in 3 spots so I can hang this from a tree. So I need to get a design going, which you'll see at the end. And here I am getting the slurry off. And you go really slow at this point because it's real wet. I thought I almost lost this piece. But I had compressed enough that it saved it. Okay, so now I'm going to find thirds. I want to hang it from 3 spots so that it hangs level. So I'm just kind of hovering above the piece with the plastic MKM designer tool. And here I am. My inside hand is dry. My outside hand is wet. And I'm bringing up in 3 spots, bringing up a space so that I can punch a hole in and hang this piece from a tree or a hook. So once again, my inside hand is dry, my outside hand is wet. And it's almost like making a spout. And I'm just refining it a little more. There's a point of no return here. If I touch it too much, it'll be overworked. So it's a little tricky to not over touch it. Sometimes it's better to just put it to the side and then go back to it, which I believe I did with this piece. But of course I kept tweaking it to get it close. And so there you have it, a bird bath that still needs work because I'm going to punch holes in it and do some surface decorating. But it's got 3 spots to hang from and big, wide, 2-inch deep for all my birds. I hope you enjoyed this. Happy potting. Bye-bye.